it seems straightforward, but it is not always straightforward, and a lot of people end up selling their cakes backwards. And what I mean by that is they make their cake, they offer it for sale, but they don't have that structure in place behind the scenes. They don't have a business bank account, so they end up commingling their funds. They don't have a payment processor, so they end up either accepting cash, which there's not necessarily anything wrong with accepting cash, or they're doing PayPal, Venmo, or things like that. The problem with using PayPal, Venmo, etc., is that those are personal payment processors and not necessarily set up for business. PayPal does have an option for business, and you want to make sure that you are using the business option when accepting money from your cake sales. There's also Square and Stripe, so you can use those as well. But the key takeaway from all of this is you don't want to use those personal processors, because what can happen is they will take your money and cancel your account, and it will be hard to get your money out. Another way people are selling their cakes backwards is that they don't have their website policies or procedures set up. And so they will make the sale, everything will seem to go fine, and then the client emails them or contacts them and says they are not happy with the order. If the client is not happy and you don't have your policies and procedures in place, more often than not, you will be giving that money back. If you have your policies and procedures in place, it will outline what will happen, and the odds of you processing refunds are much lower because you have your business set up. But those are just a few things. The main point of this video is to talk about how to make the sales and not necessarily working backwards. But I just wanted to put those 2 points out there, because if you have your structure in place, a lot of those items can be avoided. So once you have your business set up and your marketing is going and people are starting to get interested in your business, they're contacting you and they are ready to make a sale, what do you do? That is what we're going to talk about today. And hopefully after watching this video, you have a little bit more clarity in actually making a sale, and you have more clarity in what you need to do. And as a side note, due to the nature of our baking business, it is going to be a rare occurrence that you will make an instant sale. And really the only exception to that would be if you have a walk-in retail bakery where you have cakes readily available for purchase. So that is going to be an instant purchase. That's really the only exception to that, to what we're going to talk about. If you don't have that set up, or if you don't have that in place, this will not apply. When a client is ready to make a purchase and they contact you, you will need to guide them through the sales process. Usually what happens is a client will message you on your social media, or they will send an email. Occasionally you'll get a phone call, but I would say an email or a text message or messenger are the most common ways that people are contacting. And what's going to happen is you should always give them a greeting. I've seen it several times in the Facebook groups. The clients will they'll message your page and be like, I need a cake. Can you do it by Saturday? We all know the answer is usually no, but there are some ways that you can handle those orders and still get business in the future, even though if you don't necessarily do the one for the current week. So a client messages you, says, hey, I need a cake. You respond back, thank you so much for calling so-and-so bakery. Yes, we can make that cake for you. Unfortunately, we are not available at the date that you're requesting. For future orders, here is our website, and we hope to help you in the future. Now, I know we just turned away that sale, but what happened was you responded with professionalism. You gave them the method on how to contact you in the future, and that has set you up for future success. So let's say the client actually gave you plenty of time to make the cake, but they still just said, hey, can you make this cake for me? And they sent you a picture. You would still respond in a similar manner, but the point in the conversation or the point to your conversation or to your reply is to steer that sale and kind of get it turned around, meaning you want to either get them on the telephone or you want to get them into a consultation. If you try to work out the details in a text message, it gets complex and it doesn't always work in your favor, and it usually does not end in a sale. So we are trying to make more sales and make sales. So you really want to get them on the phone or FaceTime or whatever it is to create that human connection and to increase your chances of closing that sale. So they message you, you say, "Hi, thank you so much for contacting me. I'd love to talk to you about the cake. Here's my number," or "When can I call you to discuss your order?" Or "When would you like to schedule a consultation and a tasting for your order?" Not all of them need tastings. That's a whole nother video, but you want to give them that opportunity, because when you take control of the conversation, you steer the sale, you educate your customer, and your odds of making that sale increase. So ideally they say sure or yes or whatever. You pick up the phone, you call them, and in a 5-minute conversation, you can really just end up closing the sale and move along your day. So the whole point of this is guiding the sale and educating your customer. So hopefully they will say, "Sure, here's my number. I can talk at this date and time," or "I can talk in 20 minutes," or whatever it is. So you call them, and the next thing that you're going to say is you're going to say, "Thank you so much for calling. I'd love to create the cake for you. I just have a few questions." In that process of asking them questions, you're guiding them and you're educating them on the order. So for example, let's say you're going to buy this 2-tiered cake and they have emailed you and sent a similar picture. So you're on the phone and you say, "Yes, I see you like this 2-tiered cake. What flavors did you have in mind?" And they'll say, "Oh, something simple like vanilla and lemon." And then you'll say, "Well, we can do vanilla with a lemon filling, or we can do a lemon cake with vanilla filling." And they'll pick one or the other. And so that kind of moves you along the process. And then you'll ask them, buttercream or fondant, things like that. You'll move them down the scale of building their cake, if you will. And then you'll ask them delivery time, or when do they need the cake. So you'll get the date, you'll confirm the time, and you will ask them, "Do you need it delivered, or would you like us to take that to you?" "Yes, can you take it to me?" "Okay, great. Our delivery fee is $25. And you're continuing to walk them through that process. So the whole point of this, of selling your cakes, is educating and guiding. You're educating and you're guiding. You don't really want to get into the habit of just texting back and forth, because it's a little bit more casual and you are a business. So you want to make sure that you're taking ownership and you're educating and you're guiding. So as you're educating and guiding your client through the purchase process, at the very end, you're going to recap the order and you're going to ask for the sale. So how do you ask for the sale? You ask for the sale in a very simple way. "Would you like to pay via credit card right now, or I can send you an invoice?" That's it. "Would you like to pay right now over credit card with your credit card, or would you like me to send you an invoice?" That gives the client 2 ways to purchase the cake from you. So you have provided 2 ways, and ideally they will say, "I can purchase right now," or "I'll pay with a credit card." And then you say, "Great, let me take that information," and then you'll process the order right then and there. So you recap the order, you tell them the price, and then you ask for the sale 2 ways. "Would you like to pay now with a credit card, or would you like me to send you the invoice?" So since you're giving them 2 ways, you've closed the sale. They pick one of those 2 ways, and then when they pick the method of payment, at that point you let them know essentially what happens when they make the purchase. So when you ask them for the sale, you also want to inform them of your policies. "Thank you so much for your order. Before we continue, I just want to let you know that all sales are final, and if there's anything that you're not happy with, please let us know immediately upon receipt, because due to it being a food product, there's no refunds, but we can definitely try to make things right, or whatever it is. But you want to specify those terms up front. And obviously you will recap the sale with the receipt and the invoice, and it'll have all those details, but you want to verbally explain. So you have educated them, informed them of the sale, you've recapped their order, you've taken the order, you've asked for the sale, and then you have told them what to expect. So just to recap how to make a sale, regardless of how you actually do it, because there's multiple ways, you want to make sure that you're educating and guiding your customer through the process. And then you ask for the sale by essentially saying, would you like to pay right now with a credit card or send an invoice? And that gives them two ways to select on how they will make that payment to you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to share with a friend, and don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, I will see you next time. Hi, cake friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a question or a comment about starting, owning, or operating your own cake or baking business, please let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to share with one of your baking friends. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you're always notified when our next video is ready to watch. Bye!